On number 44, this question's all about translations, and for most of us, we learn about this for the first time, maybe in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, and you typically do it with parabolas first, and we call it vertex form. Hopefully you remember that. The h kind of moves it left and right, and the k moves it up and down. Okay, so with that in mind, this is not inside of the parentheses. If it was, it'd be an h value, so this must be a k value then. Which means it's moving it up or down, and because it's -3, it must be moving the graph down. Okay, so it says we have a line, and it says it has a y-intercept of 0, -2. Well, all this particular translation is going to do is it's going to move the graph down 3, which means its new y-intercept is going to be at 0, -5, right? And that's true of any function. If I take x squared, that's going to be a parabola that looks like this. It's just going to have a vertex at 0, 0 and kind of look like that. But if I all of a sudden made it x squared -2, well, all that's going to do to the graph is it's going to move it down 2. Otherwise, it'll be identical, and I'll try and draw it so that it looks as identical as possible. But that's all that's happening here. And then again, it's important to know that maybe for this question, what if I wrote it as y equals f of x minus 3 instead of f of x minus 3? Okay, well, that would mean that we're just moving the graph 3 units to the right, because it's always the opposite of h, if you remember learning that in algebra. But for this particular example, as I already said, the answer is going to be F.